on, baby? I am your girl, Talisa Rae. What's up? How you doing, Ray of Sunshines? We are reviewing Southern Charm, New Orleans, Season 1, Episode number 5, Booze and Booze. If it's your first time visiting my channel, what up, though? Go ahead, click that red subscribe button to become a Ray of Sunshine, and then everybody click the notification bell so you're alerted of the videos that I upload going forward. So yeah, the episode starts off with Tamika and Jared going down to New Roads. So what we find out is how Tamika and Jared are related. They are related. They are like third or fourth cousins or some shit, because Tamika's grandmother is sisters with Jared's mother. Okay, so I don't know. Y'all do the math. Tell me, are they second, third, fourth cousins? And they just recently reconnected or connected about 3 years ago. And so since Jared decided to let everyone in on his love lifestyle, his choice of lifestyle, his choice of living, I'm always trying to figure the right word to say, they go down to visit with their family. You know, she's met some of them, but not all of them. Just that week prior is what they showed us, or right after he let us in, he called his mother or went to see his mother and told his mother that he likes the company of people that look like him, men. Okay, same sex, that he's homosexual. I don't have a problem saying it. I always just try to find a more eloquent way to say that he is. And so they start talking about, you know, in New Orleans, this is where, I might have said it in episode 4, this is where they say that people from New Orleans say New Orleans. And someone else whose family, one of the Ray of Sunshines, my guy, I can't think of her name, I'll maybe put it down below here. She says her family is from New Orleans since the 17th century, and you say New Orleans. So listen, sometimes I'm going to say New Orleans, sometimes I'm going to say New Orleans, and sometimes I'm going to say Nolans, because I don't want to offend nobody. I don't want to offend nobody. And yes, I do have a little bit of a Creole background, but my grandmother would just be looking like she didn't care about that. Anyway, so, oh, help me God. So they go and they have crawfish with his family, with their family. Crawfish is a staple down there in Louisiana. When they said, we the only people that asked how a funeral was, I thought, does she mean black people or does she mean Creole people? Because every black person I know, if you go to a funeral, they all ask, how was the funeral? I ask, how was the funeral? And most people be like, oh, it was a nice funeral. They gave him a good homegoing service, or they acted a fool and tried to climb in the casket. So I don't think that's, maybe she meant black people in general. Y'all, what did y'all think? Who was she talking about? Black people or just Creole people or people from the South or from Louisiana? Y'all let me know down below in the comments. So then we see John and his friend Ty, and they're running. Ty is one of the naked ladies one of the ladies who posed naked for the photos the previous couple weeks ago. And he made a comment like, let me see. That's his uncomplicated friend. So they just fucking, they friends and fuck. Because putting labels on stuff always complicates it. I forget that John Moody is only in his 20s. Listen, not putting a label on your relationship complicates shit. I'm going to tell you, young brothers, right now, you need to say what it is and mean it. If you just want to have a good time, say you just want to have a good time. But not putting identification on your relationship will cause issues down the line when you decide you like somebody else. Honey, I'm here to tell you, we need to just talk about that all in itself. Anyway, so then we also see Justin, who has lunch with Susan at Dookie Chase. Anybody from Louisiana, y'all ever had that, went to Dookie Chase? And he pretty much is saying he doesn't want to go to the Myrtle Plantation. You can see right now, right then, that he doesn't want to go. So then they run into Reagan and Jeff concurrently. Jeff is going to the therapist and he's talking about his issues. And you know, I love that. We all could use a little mental health services in our lives occasionally, because those are people that are not judging you. They just listening and giving you some solutions. And he said, I want you to scream. So he did this old weird screaming exercise. Okay. Did that really help you? Possibly, but you really need to be screaming out what it is that's bothering you. What would you want to say to your mother? I should have been a therapist. Most crazy people should be therapists. But at the same time, Reagan goes and sees Priestess Katerina. And she asks her about the fate of her and Jeff's relationship based on tarot card reading. How do y'all feel about that? I feel like God has gifted people with a lot of different talents, a lot of insights. I just think that we need to be careful, you know, when we invite certain stuff in. But I don't think that there's anything wrong with it. If you want to see a psychic, go see a psychic. If you want to see someone that reads palms or tarot cards, go do it. But one thing I know for sure, two things I know for certain, no matter what form of information you receive, whether it be from a prophetess of the Lord or prophet of God themselves, it is not something that he has not said to you already. So it could be from a palm reader or a psychic or whomever. They cannot tell you something that does not confirm with your spirit. God always whispers in your ear. I'm rambling again. Let's get back to it. So now it's time for them to go to the Myrtles plantation. And I want to say they call it La Myrtles, but then I saw it written The Myrtles. So that's where we got the Myrtles from. They all meet up at Susan's house. And Susan quickly says, I'm coming outside. Girl, was your house dirty? Because you know them people is nosy and they want to come in. You know that you got them all out on the curb waiting. I'm just curious. I'm sure her house wasn't in disarray. I'm just playing, y'all. So here is where Tamika gives us a little lesson on Chloe, which is the ghost at the Myrtle plantation. I forget what the whole story is, but she was eavesdropping and she got her ear cut off, and then some of the slaves beat her and threw her in the river. Is that right? I want to say that that's what I remember, bits and pieces. So I forgot to mention that John had invited Ty to come along on this weekend trip with him. Now let me tell you something, little hoe. You don't get on no bus and not say nothing. That's when your age starts to show. Because as you mature, when you walk on the bus, you automatically be like, hello, even when people don't know you, how are you? And a smile so that you're welcoming. Because everybody was looking like, well, who are you? And why aren't you? Well, how are you getting out here? And first and foremost, I probably would have waited for the person that asked me to go so that he can go on first. And then he could introduce me or whatever. But even still, I could go on there by myself because I'm friendly enough, or at least I can pretend to be friendly enough to speak to people. That's just what it is. My son won't go nowhere and not be speaking, because that's what I taught him. And maybe she was nervous or something, because, you know, they're all older than her, but I give zero fucks about that, little hoe. Speak. They did eventually make her speak, and she introduced herself. And then John came on and, you know, followed up with, y'all met Ty? So they're on their way to the plantation and the tire blows out. Now, when the tire blows out, I'm all like, is that a sign that maybe they shouldn't be going? I'm low-key kind of, you know, I'm a little scary because I do believe that spirits do exist and they do walk the earth, okay? I do. You've seen them. My husband has come to visit me and, you know, played certain music and things like that. Like, I sometimes used to could feel his presence. He's not here anymore. I haven't felt him. I think he went on and went somewhere else. But I rarely feel him now, but I used to feel him here all the time. So they get to the plantation, to Lamyrtle's plantation, and they meet Miss Ebby, the mansion host. Is that what she is? Well, she begins to take everyone to their respective rooms, and you can see visibly that Justin is shook. Now, some people are a little more sensitive to spirits than others. Would y'all agree with me, or y'all think I'm talking crazy? I'm just telling you the truth. Some people are a little more sensitive to spirits, and it could have been a bit overwhelming because, as we saw later, his chest got tight. He was nervous about getting his photo taken and being trapped in a photo with the spirit, like being able to see it. I mean, because you've seen like little squiggly lines or outlines of things before. But I'm just saying he might be just a little more receptive, a little more sensitive. And that's how come he started getting his chest tight and was hyperventilating. But Brother Show fell out, didn't he? He sure went to sleep with no problem because they said to him, it's no problem. It's easy. Relax. Go down. Lay down. Go to sleep. We aren't here to hurt you. Like that's what happened. I feel that in my spirit. I kind of made that up, but it makes sense to me. Anyway, so then we see the tribe, the group, the family, the friends, whatever you want to call them, outside, and they have dinner together. And they're enjoying one another's company. I want to say they had a Zydeco band. I'm trying to see. They had a Zydeco band. They had drinks. They had delicious food. The only bit of tension at the table was when John mentioned that now Gian is coming to him with a business venture. Okay. And remember, Gian just got rid of Barry, severed ties with Barry, and now you're latching on to John so you can put on some type of art showing. You know, she's going to find the venue and the this and the this and the that. And it seemed a little shady to everybody at the table. Did you think it was shady? How did you feel about that? Did you think that that was appropriate? Now, I feel like it was just business on John's part. Was Gian just trying to find another avenue of income? Somebody else to make sure she stays in the know with the group? Because we know that Tamika does not like Gian at all. We saw that on the swamp boat last episode. We saw it when she started talking about Gian and John and how did this come about. Like you could see that she was clearly, visibly unhappy. She said she was like a disease that you cannot get rid of. I caught her in high school and gave her to Barry, and now Barry and she didn't latch herself on to John. I was like, now, you know you don't like her when you say she like a disease you can't get rid of. So how did you guys feel about that? Do you think it was shady? Do you think that John should have been like, no, because of what happened with Barry? I say absolutely not. If it's going to bring him in revenue, he needs to make the money. But he probably does need to set boundaries with Gian. And I'm glad that he brought it to the table, that it wasn't something that he was sneaking behind their back doing, because then it would have been a problem. But other than that, that was the end of the episode. They had a really good time. They all were going to go back to bed to go to sleep. You know, and really haunted houses and mansions and stuff, there are probably spirits walking around, but they don't want to be bothered with y'all, just like you don't want to be bothered with them. And so we freak ourselves out. It's all about the lighting and the paintings on the wall and the old furniture, which I thought was beautiful in the home, like the makeup or the decorating of the home. So you know that ain't the same furniture that they had to get new. Well, it could be. My grandmother had her furniture in her house forever. But nonetheless, it had to be refurbished or upkept. So sometimes we just spook ourselves out. That's with a whole lot of stuff, even in life with fears and all that kind of stuff. I'm rambling now, y'all. That was the end of this episode. Did I miss something? Let me know down below in the comments. We are now back on schedule, so you'll get Southern Charm on time on Monday next week. I am your girl, Talisa Rae. Thank you so much for watching my review of Southern Charm New Orleans Season 1, Episode number 5. Hugs and kisses and lots of love. I'll see you on the next video.